Today we are going to present about personal confidence and motivation. Personal confidence and motivations in the business world, one of the most commonly adopted and researched fields in the business world is motivation. Why do people do what they do, and how can we motivate others to do what we need them to do in the business place? If we understand how and why people are motivated, we can encourage them to be their best and do their best at work. The more that people are motivated to be successful and achieve the goals set for them, the more their confidence in their own abilities will grow as well, which can in turn make them even more motivated. But you can also work on your own confidence and motivation in the workplace in order to achieve your goals and intention. Personal confidence and motivation: when people are confident and motivated at work, there are many positive factors that results in the workplace. Job satisfaction improves, effort increases, working environment improves, results are focused, drive is created, everyone's full potential can be tapped, everyone is certain of their role they are to fulfill. We all know people who are confident. They seem to face life's obstacles with a level of claim that is enviable. They get into action to respond to a problem before giving themselves time to dwell or worry too much. Confident people are more successful at work because they have a belief in their own abilities to the point that they feel comfortable handling whatever comes at them. Say, when someone is confident, they focus on their strengths while managing their weakness, on effort to make risk, enjoy challenging themselves and setting high goals, seek out self improvement opportunities, aren't afraid to admit when they make a mistake, aren't afraid to acknowledge when they don't know something, make good team leaders or mentors, can relate to customers or company members at any level of the organization, are honest about their shortcomings. Personal motivation: all of us have a desire to achieve something in our lives. We want to know what we have achieved, something important, of value, of quality, or of meaning. Being motivated to meet our goals means that we are able to improve our self confidence, enhance our self disciplines, set example for ourselves of what we can achieve, challenge ourselves that stretch beyond our perceived limits, reward ourselves for reaching our goals, enjoy the recognition or perks associated with reaching our goals. The more that we are able to achieve, the more self confidence we become. Then the more self confidence we become, the more we are able to achieve. The reverse can happen if we fail to meet our goals. Definitely this can. If we fall short of achieving something, we may experience a dip in our self confidence levels. which in turn may impact our motivation to try again. And understanding this relationship between motivation and self confidence is important if we want to be able to improve either trait or in ourselves. Defining confidence and motivation. Confidence, people sometimes confuse confidence with arrogance. The, the arrogant person is usually actually an insecure person in their arrogance, is a way to hide their insecurities, whereas arrogant person is boastful. A confident person has no need to boast. They know that their achievements speak for themselves, whereas an arrogant person will have trouble admitting they were wrong. A confident person is perfectly willing to admit when they are wrong. They know that the admission doesn't diminish their value or their abilities. Motivation. A simple definition for motivation is that it is a description of a person's motive to action. You can have a low level of motivation to perform an action. For example, if you are taking a long time to complete a project or even to begin it, but if you have tried towards a goal, objective, or target, we talk about you having positive motivation. Those who are highly motivated to achieve things in their lives are also likely to be more fulfilled as they accomplish the things that are important to them in their self.
Methods for improving self confidence. Dress up. When you feel that you are looking your best, you have more self confidence. That doesn't mean you have to spend a lot on your wardrobe. Set up the pace. Watch people walking by the next time you are at work. Do they walk slowly with their head down, or do they walk quickly with their head up with a pleasant smile? Which one do you prefer? Personal advertisement. A personal advertisement is a small speech that you write about yourself and all your strengths and abilities, so you can refer to it whenever you need a confidence boost. Pay people compliments. Instead of gossiping about others, focus on their positive things and pay compliments to them. Sit up front. Sit in the front row and move away the fears of being noticed by other people and start feeling more confident. Speak up. Share your opinions and ideas with others. Don't be afraid what they will say, whether they will criticize you. Don't be afraid of them. Another method is to exercise. Exercise not only relieves stress but also gives you physical fitness. Focus on contributing. Rather than thinking about what you will get, think what I can give to others. Think about contributing. Watch your posture. Don't hunch. Put your shoulders back, head up, and always keep eye contact when you're speaking to someone else. Stop negative talk. Let's see what's inner critic. Inner critic is the little voice inside you that always keep on saying the negative things. Stop listening to it. Let's look at how to improve your motivations. Before that, we'll see the reasons we lose our motivation. One thing is lack of confidence. As a solution for this, we can focus on what you have rather than what you lack. Lack of focus and lack of direction. Even if you have a clear idea what your goals are, Sometimes it is difficult to achieve them because you don't know what to do to achieve them. You can do this by having to-do list. In these days I will do this. In this month I will complete these things, like that. Building self-discipline. Self-discipline is ability to act according to what you are thinking rather than what you are feeling at the time. Let's have a look at some basic characteristics of people who possess self-discipline. They are self-knowledge, conscious awareness, commitment, courage, and internal coaching.
Personal change and goal setting. When we are motivated to make changes in our life, there are certain steps or phases that are common. We want to understand the factors involved in change and how to take action to strengthen our chance for success. We are looking at a formula for personal change, common steps which are going to a change, and then how to set goals that will help guide our success. First, formula for making changes. Motivation and its involvement in making changes as a result of dissatisfaction, model, and process. This equation shows that motivation to change comes from having dissatisfaction, vision for something better than, and plan for how to get here. Process of change. The general process of change that an individual goes through from denial to resistance and then to exploration, finally to commit. First process is denial. Denial begins by the change being identified or suggested. There may be a general attitude of denial. Thoughts arise such as this isn't necessary, the way I've always done things works just fine. In this way, the focus in on the past. Other emotions experienced could include shock, discouragement, disbelief, depression. Second process is resistance. At this point, you might feel resistant to the change. You might start wondering what you are doing and your motivation to make the change will be absent or will lapse. It will take being attentive to what is happening inside your head in order to successfully overcome your resistance. There are some symptoms included suffering, anger or stress, loss of productivity, confusion over roles and future, bargaining, loss of commitment. Third process is exploration. The next stage occurs when you begin to accept the future will involve the change. You now begin to consider what the change will actually mean to your life and lifestyle. You may begin enjoy some of the benefits of the change, even if you are not completely convinced yet that this is something you can do. This is a sort of learning phase of final process is commitment. In the final stage of the change process, you have become committed to the change and to the remainder of the process in getting here. The commitment is now part of the environment in which you are operating and is becoming the norm. In this process, you are becoming a model for others. Next consideration is setting goals. To maintain motivation, we need to have goals to focus on. There is an art to goal setting. There is one method that has stood the test of time. SMART. S is specific, M for measurable, A for attainable, R for realistic, T for timely. Specific. When a goal is specific, then you have clearly identified what it is that you expect to be accomplished. If you can't say specifically what you want to achieve, then how can you expect yourself to achieve it? A specific goal will answer the questions of who is taking action or affected? What is the result I want to achieve? Is there a specific location? When do I want to complete this goal? Why is this important? Then measurable. Each goal that you set should be measurable so that you have a means of ascertaining how far along you are in reaching the goal as well as when the goal will be complete. If you have a measure for the entire project, as how to find the measures of your goal, how much, how many, how often, how will I know when I reach my goal, when attainable. As we saw in the last section, having a measure for your goal lets you plan the work that is necessary to achieve the goal. But before you begin working, you need to be certain that the goal is truly attainable. Do a thorough analysis of the task at hand and then conclude the goal is realistic. Ask, do I have the resources to reach the goal? Do I have the support of others? What knowledge or expertise lacking for me? Have I prioritized the goals? Then timely. The final component of the SMART goal strategy is timely. Without adding a time restriction to your goal, you don't have the necessary motivation to get going as soon as possible. Adding a realistic time boundary lends a sense of urgency to your goals and will help to keep your focus. Make sure your goal is set with a time limit and also ensure that you complete the goal while it is still relevant to what you are doing on the job or in your personal life.